Hi Aquarius, this is your horoscope for September 2023. Thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you today. Now September looks really interesting. We've got some really intense stuff happening here. The first thing that I think is really significant is that on the 3rd of September, we've got Venus, the planet of love and beauty and creativity, that goes direct. So it's been in retrograde, which has made it more difficult when it comes to the sense of what new business do I want to start? What new relationship do I want to get into? What new kind of avenues do I want to explore? Because Venus is a personal planet, and when it's in retrograde, it kind of skews your perception and you become interested in things that under normal circumstances you wouldn't be so interested in. So it's easy to gallop off in the wrong direction, right? Venus is in Leo, so Venus in Leo is not subtle. Venus in Leo is like an opera singer on stage who wants to have flowers thrown at the end and takes a bow and like, thank you, I'm the best. It's creativity coupled with endless confidence and the desire to lead and the desire to be in the spotlight. And at 12 degrees, 1 and 2 being 3 in numerology is communication and new beginnings, you're not going to feel very quiet. In September. You're going to want to be seen and heard and to express yourself creatively and to have fun. And for you, Aquarius specifically, Venus is in your 7th house of relationships, right? So with this Venus going direct, where you're now able to look at what new business you want to start and what new relationship you want to get into, this is really, really good news for the single Aquariuses out there who are looking for a relationship, because you'll be really chomping at the bit to like start a new relationship, to explore that, to have a new experience in terms of your love life. And Venus in Leo, now direct, really gives its blessing to those kind of endeavors. And it looks really good for you guys when it comes to dating. And if you're in a relationship already, it's really doing something that is life affirming, you know, and intense and authentic and intimate and fun. So you're certainly not going to be bored, and if you're in a relationship, you'll have lots of ideas and what you can do as a unit, as a team. On the 4th of September, so the next day, we have Jupiter, the planet of good luck and good fortune, that goes retrograde. And that goes retrograde in your 4th house. So with the outer planets going retrograde, the influence becomes more easily accessible from within, right? And Jupiter, good fortune, sitting within you now in Taurus, means that opportunities for improvement or the opportunity to tweak things and to adapt your circumstances, the ideas for that will exist in here. So with it being in your 4th house of family and your roots in the fixed sign of Taurus, which really is able to control things very, very nicely, you're able to take relationships that you're interested in, that you care about, and you're very good at learning and listening to what you receive via the other person. And also you become aware of your role in your relationships, and you become like an engineer, a relationship engineer, or like a producer of yourself and your relationship. So you have this added insight that allows you to really improve your relationships, particularly when you feel out the situation, when you listen to your inner guidance, and when you don't dismiss unusual courses of action as impractical, but you consider them and see if they will work, and they very likely will work. So you're kind of very supported here at the beginning of the month in terms of new relationships, romantic and otherwise, so with colleagues, friends, anybody really. That's the blessing of the beginning of the month here. The moon goes through your 4th and 5th until the 8th of September. And then the next significant thing that happens on the 14th of September is we have a new moon happening in Virgo. And the new moon happens in your 8th house of institutions, groups of people, communities, corporations, religions. 8th house is also the house of death. So it's something that exists outside of ourselves that's bigger than us, like a group of people, right? And the new moon is when the moon goes pitch black and it pulls energy in. So it's pulling all this Virgo energy in. Virgo is renowned for being detail oriented and being able to sort the good from the bad and to make intellectual decisions by using this keen eye for detail. And this new moon has the transiting midheaven in between the sun and the moon. And the midheaven represents your work. And all of this happening in your 8th house of communities of other people, you'll really be able to see what's really happening in one of those areas of your life. It's so if you belong to some sort of a group or some sort of outside community or institution that's bigger than you, and you haven't been quite clear on whether this is something you want to engage with or whether it's in your interest, you won't really be able to help it, but you become like this detective, this person who's completely focused on analysis and understanding, and it's a great time to make a decision around your friendship group or this company that you work for, and to really understand where you fit in and whether you're happy with that or not. And that's really the point of this, is to understand the information so you can break it down, make sense of it, and then say, I'm happy in this position or I'm not. And if you're not happy, you'll be able to move on and make practical plans for change. And if you are happy in something, at least you understand it and you say, okay, this suits me for now, so I'm going to stay put. So there's a great sense of computing going on here and understanding your relationships with other people in a formal setting. On the 15th of September, we have Mercury, the communication planet, that goes direct. So your perspective kind of returns to normal. You're able to work with information and other people very well. You continue to have a great understanding of what other people's motivations and agendas are behind the scenes. So you're not going to be easy to fool in September, and that also benefits you both in your working life relationships and in your personal relationships. So that underpins the point that I made earlier, that it's really a good time for you to start new relationships and to explore that, because you're very aware of what's happening and you're listening kind of with both ears and your sixth sense is on at the same time. So if someone tries to deceive you, that isn't going to work very well. On the 19th of September, we have the Sun opposing Neptune, and that's kind of important because the Sun is your conscious identity. In Virgo, in your 8th house, it's really this focus on, I want to understand my relationships. But Neptune is in Pisces, so the water planet of dreams and intuition is very much about listening to your inner guidance, and that's at 26 degrees in your 2nd house of practical circumstances, money, career. So combined with the understanding that you had around your working situation around the 14th, 15th, now you get a vision of this is what could be. This is what I could be doing, or this is the daily routine I could have. This is the physical health I could attain, or this is the amount of money I could make. And again, you put that through the inner computer and you get an answer at the end of it and says this is doable or this is not doable. So you're really in analysis mode and kind of research or detective mode when it comes to your own working life and your own connection to groups of people and whether those are constructive or not. On the 23rd of September, we have the September equinox. So that's when there's an equal amount of light and dark during the day, and it's the beginning of autumn. The Sun is in your 9th now, still kind of close to that opposition with Neptune. But during the equinox, when you have this much balance between night and day, you're able to attain an inner sense of balance, of peace and quiet, where you're able to examine everything closely and then make decisions for the future. So since you've been researching your formal kind of relationships for the majority of the month, I would say it's a good time to make changes to your work if you feel like you've outgrown a situation, or to suggest that, or to make suggestions that you think will contribute and help. And you can trust that guidance that comes through. So if around this time of the month, the 23rd, you get the sense of, do you know what, this is completed, it's time to move on, then really pay heed and attention to that. It's not going to take you in a direction that's likely to fail. Finally, on the 29th of September, we've got a supermoon, so a full moon in Aries, and that full moon in Aries happens in your 3rd house of communication. It's at 6 degrees. So the moon is the way you feel. In Aries, it's really going to push you to take action. And the strongest elements on the day are fire and air. So we've got the Sun in Libra, Mars in Libra, Midheaven in Libra, and then the moon in Aries, Chiron in Aries, and the North Node in Aries. So this is an interesting time for you, Aquarius, because the full moon is going to prompt you to pay attention to your own teachings, your own ideas, your own new inventions, and it's going to push you to do something with those. So that's kind of interesting because you make sense about all the institutions you belong to, and then at the end of the month you change course completely and you say, well, what about my ideas and how am I going to express those and teach those? So it's almost like all the research you do in September puts you in a position of great understanding at the end of the month, where you have sussed something out that you're aware of and that not everyone else may be aware of. And the chart here for you, Aquarius, is saying, please do something with those ideas and those new insights and share them. They're either going to start new relationships or opportunities for work or expansion or growth in some way. So it's kind of an abstract month for you, Aquarius. At the beginning, it's all about relationships, and then it shifts focus into your kind of official relationships. You make sense of those and you get a really clear and helpful answer at the end of the month, which then helps you make decisions for the future and how you belong and how you interact with others. So it's pretty serious and will help you make good decisions. I hope you have a fabulous month. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Reading to audio reading with me. In my personal readings, I use the tarot, astrology, numerology, as well as my intuition, and I use all those things to answer any questions you may have. So if you're questioning your working situation, your career, your life purpose, your finances, your family relationships, communication, perspective, friendships, your relationship with yourself, anything at all really, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. Have a fabulous... Oh, and people are talking about the sun and their rising. These horoscopes are first and foremost for sun sign Aquarius, then rising sign Aquarius, and finally moon sign Aquarius, in that order. Okay. Have a fabulous month, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best. Bye.